Motherfuckers gonna have some messages coming through like, what you say on that interview? This how you feel?
Welcome. Oh, welcome to Arizona.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
be
That's what I'm
like
like.
that.
Hey, I'm getting topped off in a photo. I'm with a bad bitch up at Fogo. Don't be hitting me on no so-so shit, boy. Hey, cause who the fuck really wanna go to war now? I been killing shit, but I'm getting bored now. You think that you winning, better check the score now. Hey, bitch.
Welcome to the first interview for AzWayTooActive. We have Jake Eff here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's popping?
I specifically wanted to get this interview done ASAP because Jake has a album dropping next week. So tell us a little bit about that one.
I got the album dropping. It's called EFF The World. I've been working on it quite some time now. Finally putting all the pieces together. A lot of little roadblocks came up the whole way, so it's low key been a long time coming, but it all finally kind of shaped up over the last couple months, and so now we just ready for a little rollout, you know.
Mm-hmm.
March 8th though, that's the day EFF The World. Jake Eff, you know.
March 8th. Yeah. I mean, you said that it's been coming for some time, which kind of makes sense because I saw Pennywise on the track list, and Pennywise, I remember seeing the video of Pennywise like
That was
like
last
a
year
year
for
ago.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Nah, yeah, that's the thing. But I have been working on it for a while. Like I had the concept and everything, the idea. But long story short, like we had some crazy stuff happen at one of the last studios I was working at before where I'm at now. And long story short, bunch of the hard drives equipment got stolen from that studio, and like half the album was already in the works. But then I basically lost all them songs. So
damn.
when I got into the new studio, Pennywise was the first thing I did, and so I'm like, that's when I really started working again on F the World again, because I already had a few songs, but they were gone. I wasn't really trying to redo them because they just, sometimes they don't work that way. You try to redo a song, it don't come out the same way that it did the first time. So that was just crazy. But yeah, once we got to the new studio, I did Pennywise. That's when I told myself that I was gonna be working on this project. Took a little minute to be in that studio consistently, get the little deal I got going over there now. But once we got in there on a regular basis, that we just went full force for sure.
I mean, yeah, I guess a good comeback for a little setback, not too bad.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, so then I was listening to the album a little bit, and I'm probably a fan of 110 times. What's your favorite, or like you think the best one to like dignify you, I guess, from the album?
To be honest, that's probably one of them. 110 times. That's a super, like that. It just seems like that's super me. Like that's definitely a me type song. But I was listening to it all like in order, and I don't know. It's pretty. I think I just like how it's a real good body of work. It all ties into each other. Every song kind of goes hand in hand. That the order of it seems pretty like cohesive. So I'm a fan of the whole thing. But it would probably have to be 110 times or Check. Check is one of my super favorite ones.
Okay.
For sure, for sure. That's like a little radio hit for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and then I saw that a lot of the producers that are on it, you've worked with them a ton before. So are they like personal relationships or just like work relationships?
For sure, most of them, it's all personal. Like anybody that's local that's producing on there is for sure. I got a personal relationship with them. Like Bass Fingers, he does a whole bunch of my production, even aside from this project or album or whatever. He's done plenty of my songs in the past. We got plenty of songs tucked away. So it's like he's one of my real good friends. I definitely look up to that guy. He's got hella game. Just always trying to put people in positions. Verb out that. It's the homie too. Got a personal relationship with him. Me and him go back now. We did a whole project together a couple years back called The Casino. So that too, the homie Louis, SB Louis, he did my whole album, the last album I did, which was Burgess. So I had to throw a little nod to the homie, get him some production on there. And then there were a couple beats though that I did buy from producers out of state. A couple producers from Cali that I had just stumbled upon like through YouTube, Instagram, but I'm always for going and buying some beats too, you know.
True. Okay. And then, so back on the whole personal and work relationship thing, I saw that Joey was the one who did your most recent video. So,
Yeah.
like, just speaking of Arizona as a whole, do you just have a lot of personal relationships with a lot of other like artistic figures out here, or is it just like work, like shoot my video, that's it?
Definitely. I got a lot of homies out here for sure. Like, especially ones that are creative. You know what I mean? Whether it's rapping, clothes, photography, whatever. Like, there's a whole bunch of creatives out here. Period. I got love for everybody, and a couple of them, like even with Freco. Shout out Freco. We just go back to like it was before he was really pushing hard on his music stuff. He was doing the whole corner store thing. Even before he kind of launched the corner store stuff, we were already tight. So a lot of it, is super, super cool, genuine, close relationships. And even the ones that I'm not, super cool with on a daily basis or that I don't run into, it's all love for sure. I'd be happy to link up with everybody every time we have any of these little social gatherings or somebody got a release party or something. I'm definitely always trying to pull up, show some love and network a little bit,
That's interesting because I didn't see you at the R&B show that AzWayTooActive threw. So,
yeah, she called me out real quick.
Just saying.
I be busy too, man. I be grinding, the music thing, it ain't taking it's care of every bill. So shit, I work a couple jobs, I be grinding. I definitely got the real life part of it still going full effect,
Yeah, speaking of jobs, you do be at guest list.
Yeah.
So speak a little bit about that. I've actually have never walked in the store. I've walked past the store, but I've never walked in the store.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been over there a few years now, honestly. The homie Chris put me on over there. Just started off like a little part-time job. I just wanted to be down. It was all the type of stuff that I like to wear. Shit, they be all on the BBC. Ice cream, I'm heavy on that stuff to this day. So I was shopping there already. I had a homie up there that he was, one of the dudes running it, and then they put me on with a little, part-time job, and then it ended up turning into my actual full-time job. And so now I be up there faithfully for sure. Shout out the whole squad over there. Shout out big homie Ryan, the owner. He, definitely be doing some work, trying to help, put everybody in position too. So shout out guest list.
Yeah, and they didn't guest list win like the little AZ trending.
Oh yeah,
award.
yeah. I think he won Entrepreneur of the Year or something like that. Which
that was pretty cool.
Salute to him for sure. Yeah, he definitely be grinding. He makes some crazy moves that a lot of people don't even really be hearing about. Just some silent shit. They just had Ronnie 2K up in there yesterday. Like they be, he be doing some crazy shit just on the low.
I be seeing a lot of celebrities go in there, which is it like baffles my mind every time I see a post of like the celebrity that was in the store. Cause like I didn't even know this celebrity was in town, let alone like at Arizona Mills. So
yeah. So he's super smart with that shit. So it's super dope to be around that. It's good opportunities, like I definitely like working over there doing what I do, but it's also good for myself as well, just being in rooms with important people, whatever, rich people, shit like that, shit that I'm striving for. It's good to be able to be in some of those positions,
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, sure. And then going back to the most recent video you did, I watched it, and it's a lot different than back in 2018, I reviewed Bullpen.
Yeah.
So looking back at both of them, it's very different because in this recent one, you have like, all the homies in it, like different locations versus Bullpen, it's you by yourself, one location. So like, I don't like, do you feel like you changed a lot within that time span, but it's just kind of like the way that you present yourself now?
Yeah.
It's just a lot more different.
For sure. I feel the same way, definitely. And I think that's just everybody, growing, evolving, shit, becoming not a new person, but you go through. I was in different positions, different situations at those times, and I am now. I've never really been the one to be like crazy, like ganged up in my videos. I probably do have a couple from when I was like super young, you know, trying to be out here just thugging. But I never really been too much like on some like crazy, like bang all my homies in your face type shit. Even with that newest video, like it was on some cool shit. You know what I mean? Like just on some little taco run type shit. So I definitely do though. Like I think I changed. I definitely evolved. I grew. I feel like I'm way smarter these days. Back then, I was definitely more narrow-minded for sure. I mean, I was still working, but it was just a whole different thing, you know. Whole lifestyle is different these days, so all that type of shit I think takes into account for, you know, how it's all presented as well, for sure.
Right, and I feel like that's important for an artist to like grow, I guess, within themselves, not like even grow within their city or wherever they're from. It's like more within themselves. Like there's a lot of artists I feel like they kind of get this traction at a specific pace, so they stay in that specific pace and they just never ever go beyond that.
Yeah, and that could be the death of you for real. Like holding on to certain shit, being stuck in your ways sometimes, you know what I mean? Like at a certain point there's a time and place for everything. There's a time where, you know, you got to move on from certain shit. You got to be able to self-reflect, you know, be able to improve on certain shit. Not everybody do everything the right way, you know what I mean? So it's always room for growth and room for learning, and I think that's a real big thing for people to understand too. Like just with all, even like all the trapping shit, you know, I've been there too, but you know, at a certain point that shit had to go too. Shout out my dog Preem. Love, bro. Hell yeah, dog.
So I don't know if it's much like a favorite, I guess, but who do you feel most comfortable working with artist wise? Like whether it's beats or a song or a video, anything like that. Who do you feel like most like you bounce off best with, I guess?
Yeah, that's pretty tough, man. Honestly, there's quite a few. Honestly, I feel like I could tap into different elements with different people. You know what I mean? Some people bring the best out of me in certain ways. Like when it comes to production, like multiple different producers, all them dudes, you know, bass, verb, all these dudes that I be working with. I could get into a crazy zone with them. Desmond, Drop Dead Des, he be, you know, recording all my shit, but he makes his own shit too. Me and him get a crazy vibe together. My brother, he be making music too. Yours truly. Me and him be going crazy, like just on some rap shit. So it's like everybody brings something different out of me for sure. Like Freco, he, you know, make me want to shoot some crazy ass music videos, start thinking of some, you know, crazy ideas. But yeah, I feel like I tap into a different level with everybody. I wish my dog Daniel Jordan was here. Me and him probably had the craziest chemistry I've ever had with any artist for sure to this day. But definitely, you know, shit, we still doing it for him though. But I shout out Dirty Laundry. I fuck with Dirty Laundry too. Me and him just linked up, but me and him caught a crazy vibe first time I met him. So that's someone that I could already see we're about to have some crazy shit on the way. But definitely everybody, you know, I feel like everybody brings something different out of me for sure.
Yeah, and I guess that's pretty important as an artist because I just like it goes back on like the whole pace thing. If you like stick yourself into just the same group continuously, then it kind of like, you know, it gets boring, a little played out. So it's nice to just be with different vibes that can bring out different sides of you, different like sounds.
Exactly.
So it's especially if you're in music, I feel like it's very important. You can't just do the same sound.
Versatility,
yeah,
for sure,
exactly.
For sure. No, yeah, that's definitely a real big thing, and that's always what I've always tried to be on. Like, you know, I'm a rapper, a spitter at heart. I'm always about some bars, but I'm always trying to find ways to mix it up, be a little bit more creative, whether it's some hooks, some melodies, whatever, you know, like definitely always trying to be as versatile as I can for sure.
Okay, and then just staying on this topic of like friendships and relationships, I like to ask this question because it's so funny. Like everybody's answer is very different. How do you feel about dating as an artist in Arizona or just in Arizona in general? Like
it's crazy, honestly. Like shit, I just be trying to stay all the way out the way with all that type of shit. Like I'm more on like I like nobody to know none about my real personal life unless it's through some music shit. Shit, some people, I don't know, man. That's a crazy topic, you know. Like it's a crazy topic. But I just feel like everybody got to do what makes them happy. Shit, and some people got to accept that them being outside and being a hoe makes them happy.
Yeah.
Stop denying it. And the motherfuckers who are good people like to stay in the crib and do that. That's cool too. But I feel like everybody just got to stop worrying about everybody and do what's gonna make them happy with it, no matter what that's gonna be.
Okay. Okay. I was expecting, a little more like intense, but yeah, I'm cool with
Yeah,
that
nah,
answer too.
I don't even like to go into that type of, you know. I mean, it's just because I could open so many cans of worms by saying the wrong thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd rather just, you know, I truly believe do what makes you happy. I'm not here to knock the dating scene or whatever. Y'all be safe out there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice. Okay, okay. The Tucson Hip Hop Festival. Are you going? Aren't you? Okay, you like rep Tucson a lot, so I'm gonna assume you're from there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For
So then,
sure.
are you going?
I probably will. I just don't know yet. Like I for real fucking I can't I don't even be planning my shit out like 2 days in advance to be honest. But that's my intention. Yeah, I'm always trying to get out there, show as much love as I can for sure. I'm trying to be on it, man. I need to get on that next one. They need to stop playing with me, but it's cool. It's love. I like to get out there and show some love though. It's my people out there. I got some homies out there that rap too. A lot of homies out there that rap. I know a lot of people out there, you know, doing their thing, you know, DJ, promoting, whatever too. So it's a cool scene in Tucson for sure. It's definitely some culture out there. So tap in with the Tucson scene, no doubt.
Yeah, see, I never really tapped in with Tucson, but my whole project that I'm dropping this year, and then even the cipher that you're on,
Uh-huh.
it's all produced by a dude who's from Tucson,
That's
stays in
fire.
Tucson type shit.
That's
So
fire.
I think I don't know. I guess I'm like opening my like horizon to the
Right.
to the Tucson scene, but
Yeah, no, they just need some eyes out there. Just like I mean, we
mm-hmm.
still need more eyes out here too, but I feel like we're well on the way out here. Like it's not even a matter of if, it's when for sure out here, but it's been that way for a few years. Tucson, like yeah, it does feel like I don't want to say it's behind over there at all. You know what I mean? They're making next level shit out there too, but it's just like more eyes need to get out there. But there's some talent out there for sure, for sure. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
the homie. Shout out
Yeah,
the
well, I
homie
mean,
Bravo out there in Tucson. That's my right hand. He be rapping. He come
um,
out here every so often, you know. So that's home team right there for sure.
yeah. Okay, and then going back into so whenever I was like going over specifically over your two songs,
Uh-huh.
so or no, two music videos. So
Uh-huh.
back on the two that we talked about. One of some of the main things that were mentioned in them were you mentioned your dad a lot and then
Uh-huh.
you mentioned money a lot.
Uh-huh.
So how do those two factor like deeply into your life for you to mention them from 2018 to still
Yeah.
2022, you know? So
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, honestly. That's wild that you pointed that out.
mm.
Cause I ain't even really noticed that, but it is true. But yeah, shit. I mean, ever since I was a kid, you know, I grew up with street dreams. You know what I mean? We were always trying to get some money from ever since we were some kids. So, of course, we grew up poor as hell, ghetto as hell. You know, so that's just always been the thing. Whether it was like, I mean, rapping's been my thing my whole life. You know, ever since I was literally in single digits. So it's like that's what I have my sights set on. But the goal was always just to be well off. You know what I mean? So I mean that's not what it's all about, of course, but I mean that's definitely that's the goal for I'm sure most of us. And then I mean with my dad, yeah, I mean he had a big influence on my life for sure. Like I was never the closest with my dad, but definitely he gave me a lot of game. Shit. So I guess he's a big influence for sure. I guess I hold him near and dear. I'm like a spitting image of him. I look exactly like him. So he always just was like super supportive. He's a hood ass motherfucker too. So it was like, you know, that was like my homie growing up, and he just always supported, always put it in my head that I could do really whatever, you know. So that's really, really why I guess it does reflect that in the music, because I guess I do a couple nods to him here and there.
Yeah. No, I guess him like always telling you can do what you want to do. That's pretty important because I feel like there's a lot of people, myself included, who's like, I love my family, don't get me wrong, but like they've never read any of my reviews or listened to any of my projects or like watched any of my, you know what I mean? Like we don't have kind of like that support, I guess, some of us. So, it's pretty important for people to have that.
No, yeah, that's super dope too, and it's crazy too, cause like I talked to my brother about it a lot too. Like we had a pretty rough childhood, honestly, but it's crazy when we think back. Like my mom was always super supportive. She would like. She knew we were cussing in our raps, and she would be like, "All right, you guys could cuss only when you guys are recording your raps." And like, they bought us a little tape recorder when we were kids and shit. So, like, she was always supporting. You know what I mean? We ain't had no money, nothing like that. But we found a little studio plug in Tucson when we were kids. She would drive us to these little studio sessions, and we're like in elementary, middle school. You know what I mean?
It's hard.
So I mean, it takes a lot for a parent, I'm sure, to fucking get behind that and literally driving us around town and shit. Same with my dad too. Like shit, anything I'm dropping or anytime, he's always hyping me up, going crazy. I did the Pot of Gold festival. He came out from Tucson. He was first one. You know what I mean? First one in that bitch. So it's like they've always been super supportive, and that's super dope. Because even without having like the best childhood, those are things that I guess we didn't, lack on or we weren't missing. And it's crazy because there's a lot of people out there that don't have that, so it's something to be grateful for sure.
For sure, yeah. And then still kind of like basing ourselves on that project, I guess you come off as a very like positive person. Like you try to stay in this like like everything's fine type shit. So like, has there ever been a time where you just kind of feel like you're done with even just music, you're done with everything, like you don't like what's the point of being positive?
Nah, for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I know we all go through that, but I've had a couple little super little rough patches where it's like a lot, especially too being like I was never the fucking spoken leader, but like in my little homie group, like I'm for sure like fucking an alpha, you know what I mean? Like people come to me for a lot of shit. People rely on me for a lot of shit. So it's like definitely always like a big weight on me for sure. But like you said, I feel like I pride myself on handling shit like that. But it definitely gets overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes like just the real life shit on top of the music shit, on top of the relationship shit. Like, it definitely could pile up for sure. But like you said, it's all about staying positive. That's really the main thing. Shout out to my brother for that. Got me on them psychedelics. Shit changed my life. That's for sure what really helped me get into that positive mindset. Not to be on no fucking pro-drug shit, but that's just really the reality of it. I did some mushrooms and some acid, and I mean years ago, but that shit definitely changed my outlook on a lot of shit. And the mind is just a crazy thing, the mind is powerful as fuck, and that's what everything is about, is your mind. So you stay fucking positive, you're gonna get positive results. You get what you give. But yeah, shit, I'm always trying to thug it out. There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. So shit, I'm always about just keep your head down, keep working. They don't want to acknowledge you, shit, break the door in or whatever, put that shit where it need to be, because can't nobody stop you but yourself with anything.
Okay. And then, not to get like very I guess like personal within the question, because it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But how do you feel of like mental health has been like a really big deal lately within like not even just Arizona, but like within the world. Like me, for example, I can like go days where I like lose my motivation, don't want to do anything. But then there's days where I'm just like, let's get all of this done in the same day type shit. Like, cause I'm feeling that mood.
Right.
So it's just like a lot of people though try to like hide their mental health, I guess. But I just feel like it's a lot, like it's really important to talk about.
For sure.
It's 100% important to talk about, because there's people that are going through it and they think they're going through it alone. Right. But there's other people going through it. So you think like it's something that needs to be talked about more, or is it at like a just figure it out like yourself type pace?
I think for sure it deserves all the awareness that it's getting, and even more. Cause that's really that. Like I said, that's all we got at the end of the day is your mind. You know, your mental. If you ain't got that under control, you ain't got nothing under control. You know, and it's like we all go through it. Some people is tougher than others. You know, and everybody has their battles and their demons and shit. But it's all about your own mindset and how you want to see it through. Like I'll be a prime example myself. You know what I mean? Like shit, this is my first full album I'm dropping in 6 years really. I done had a few little projects in between and shit, but like all that was mental. You feel me? Like it goes back to those. You know, have you ever felt like just giving it up, calling it quits? Like this shit's not working out. But you know, like I said, you can't ever stay stuck in the past, and you can't ever just sit feeling sorry for yourself. Like as harsh as people think shit like that sounds, it's like. You definitely deserve the time to, you know, process shit the way you got to process it. But there's also got to be a time, you know, where something comes from within that's like, I'm going to change, you know, my situation. I'm going to change my mindset because, you know, you fill your own cup up for the most part. So it's like, you got to do what you got to do for sure. It's always like I said, if there's a will, there's a way. It's just got to come from within for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. But I mean, yeah, it definitely deserves all the awareness, all the, cause it's not simple like that at all for a lot of people. Some people it's like damn near, you know, feels impossible, but it's definitely possible. But awareness is great. Awareness is key for sure.
Yeah. And then I guess kind of bouncing on that and then back to like everything we did talk about. Especially with your album that is dropping soon.
Yeah.
What do you expect to get out of it? Or like how do you want people what do you want people to take from it when it does drop? Is there a certain like style you want to present to the world, or like you want people to think of you this way, or you're just dropping an album? Like
yeah, I mean it's not like not really trying to get anybody to see me any certain way. It's just like really like I feel like I've always made like lifestyle music, you know what I mean? It's always just been like really what I do. Every single fucking line I've ever spit has been 100% true, you know what I mean? Like it's all just real shit that's really happening. So it's like it's just a little glimpse into how, you know, a little glimpse into my life. And the whole shit was F the world, which, you know, was just like to like shit. The F is like Jake Eff, you know what I mean? So it's like fuck it. I gotta get it out to everybody, put it in everybody's face, and that's really what it is. It's just a glimpse into the life, you know, and definitely. I mean, I expect, you know, to try to go crazy with it, get some marketing behind it, and you know, been trying to do a little campaign with it, and you know, expect some type of, you know, opportunities to come from it. But I'm just really, you know, it's all really for the love at the end of the day, like. It's just me getting up and doing it, not letting this shit, you know, I'm not letting myself hold myself back. Can't hold on to no past success or nothing like that. So it's really about kind of just like a reintroduction almost, and kind of like, you know, about to be gas on the pedal for sure.
Okay. No, okay. So you said Jake Eff, right? Like obviously it's your name.
Yeah.
But now I can't take it seriously because Ben Fly actually called you Jeff. So, so it's like all I'm hearing now that you.
She's doing it. She's doing it again, folks. Nah.
Like I was thinking about it. I don't know. I think
That's funny.
It's funny. It's
that
very
is funny.
hilarious,
That's funny.
but.
Nah, yeah, that's funny as fuck though. Like shit, it's a little, it's funny. Like the name is super simple, but it's also like so simple that you always gotta like double think. Like there's no way that's what it really was. Like when I first was getting introduced as Jake Eff and shit, doing little shows and shit, no DJ or host or none could get that shit. They would call me something else. Like never. It would be Frank F or
Frank.
I done heard something. Nah, yeah, they done violated me. They done violated me on stage before. Yeah, for sure.
That is funny.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, and then aspirations, I guess, is a good topic. So
Yeah.
is like music something you want to do? Like this is it. Like music is it for you, or is it just something that like you don't mind just dabbling in along the way? I guess.
Nah, yeah, it's for sure. It like ain't no plan B. It's just like this or nothing, you know. Regardless, like shit, it don't matter what I do in life, I'll always be recording some shit. Cause I listen to my own shit. The homies love my shit. You know what I mean? So like, regardless if this shit gonna pop or not, I'll always be doing it. But to me, I believe that shit is right around the corner. It's just a matter of going and getting it. Uh, you know, I done seen plenty of small wins and big wins. You know what I mean? I done been pretty close before. Not close to fucking being a star, but you know how it is. Everybody has their little moments. Everybody gets to juice for a second. Everybody done been through this little label shit, this, that, and the third. So it's like, it's just all about seeing it through, staying persistent, but definitely it's no plan B or nothing like that. I've always been doing this. I'm going to continue to do it. And if I got to work a 9 to 5 to support this, then I'll do that shit as long as I could keep creating, you know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely respectable. See, a lot of people think like, let me just dive into it. Like, I don't need an actual job. I feel like personally, it's very important.
Yeah, nah, for
it's
sure.
It's super important.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, at a certain time, there's always a time, you know, where it's not necessary or where you gotta leave that to try to, you know, expand more. But it ain't ever not cool to fucking have a job. You know what I mean? Especially motherfuckers who are paying rent, shit like that. Like that shit's never not cool to be, you know, putting food on the table, paying the bills and shit like that. I don't care what it is that you do.
Yeah, I definitely feel like people have to stop knocking that. They have to stop making a stigma around it because it's
see, fine. I mean, the real thing, it's just like you just gotta do this shit. If you do this shit, you should just do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, I feel like, go into it with the idea of who they need to be or who they need to act like and stuff. And that's when you know you're kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. Like, it should never be about that from the jump. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I understand maintaining an image and shit like that, but you don't got to let people know what you're doing in your everyday life to put, you know, an image out. Or if you're just being genuine, you don't have to put an image out. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Like, you just be yourself. If you're really a cool, wavy person, people will attract to you. You don't even got to feel like you're trying to do nothing, you know what I mean? So that way, working a 9 to 5 don't seem so embarrassing when that's just what you do already. You feel me? Like, you been had a job, you just rap too, you know? It's not that, oh, you're a rapper, you got to make sure you ain't worked a job in years and you fucking scrambling up some trap money to make ends meet and buy a bottle for the weekend. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's all dead, bro. It's just do what you got to do to support your dreams, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then going off of what you said about like people like making this image online, whatever. Okay, so how do you feel about like, how do you feel about the separation of artists and their personal information or lives on social media? Do you feel like they should just keep it at like a balance, or like if it works for you, it works for you? Because I remember one time Mo Marley told me he said
she out here today. Hey, she going 3 for 3. What, she going 3 for 3?
He said, LB, you have to stop posting your personal shit online. You're like a platform, right? And then it had me thinking, though, like, you're kind of, like, you do kind of have a point. Like, if you're trying to, like, make all this business, I guess, decisions, then it's kind of like nobody wants to hear that, you know, this and that was going on, too, you know?
Right.
But, I don't know, sometimes I feel like people kind of, like, need that outlet or just kind of, like, to scream, I guess, real quick. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it just it's like a tricky subject, but I feel like you got to have a balance. It just depends on like what you're really trying to do, you know what I mean? Like it just sounds crazy when you really put it out, but like, you know, if you're really trying to do something on like a actual serious professional as can be level, like at a certain point, like there's certain shit that don't need to hit the net, you know what I mean? Unless it's like not on your, if you got a brand page or some shit like that, or you're trying to make your page a brand, you know what I mean? Or you're trying to brand yourself or whatever. Like, I feel like certain shit definitely needs to stay off the internet. Just because, and not that, oh, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to know you're going through problems. Like, everybody's human. Everybody going through it. But it's just like, you know, it just comes to a professional standpoint at a certain point. Like, I want people to see me as a rapper, you know? I don't want to go in public. Not that I really care, but it's like I don't want to go out and be seen as someone like, oh yeah, that's the dude who be in his feelings on Twitter all the time talking about some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Because even me, I'll be scrolling Twitter sometimes and I'll be eyes wide as hell. Like, I cannot believe this person is posting this shit online right now. Like, I don't know who you are, but I know that your baby daddy did this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Like, I never even met you, never met him, don't even care, but I'm entertained. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's crazy how we all get sucked into that, but definitely, I mean, I try to stay away from the internet as much as I can, unless it's like on some music shit for real. Like, sometimes I'll go on there and be funny and shit, but I definitely learn, like, you gotta find somebody real to fucking listen to your venting for sure. I don't think the internet is the place.
For sure. And I don't really know what your definition of funny is, but I'm just kidding.
Nah.
Okay, I guess a good example of that though is Kanye West.
Yeah.
So Kanye West throws everything out there. And like it comes to a point where, like, I guess now your kids are involved, whatever. So it's just kind of like some things definitely do not belong on the internet.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it's important for you to find somebody who will listen to you.
Facts.
But I guess a lot of people just aren't really that lucky. So
that's
but
true.
then a lot of people do just spaz out, to spaz out, and
that's the thing. I'm like, if it really is to the point where like that is where you vent, Twitter is where you vent, like. If you're trying to do something professional or whatever, I'll make a burner account, you know, tweet your feelings off of an egg account rather than, you know, if you're trying to keep some type of image or, you know, you're trying to brand a page or some shit. Just because you look at what Kanye does, Kanye low-key be saying some factual ass shit.
Yeah.
But the way he's going about it, everybody's perception is that he's off his rocker, you know what I mean? And that's all the internet is perception. You could be the most level-headed person ever, but you have that one meltdown on Twitter. That's all everybody sees, and now that's the only idea they have at you, you know, until the next thing pops up. So it's like, the internet is a dangerous place, and that shit, motherfuckers will run with anything for
exactly.
Sure.
And then it goes back to the whole like mental topic, right? Like people just are quick to say that he's crazy, and maybe in a sense, you know, he is. But it's just like he is obviously going through his shit. So it's just kind of like, can we really judge him? Like,
like that's what I'm saying.
Not.
Like certain shit you see, he's like being reasonable as fuck about what he's asking for. Like certain shit, like with his kid or whatever. Like whatever the case is, I don't even know all the details, but it's like, it's not like he's saying some outlandish shit. Other than like the really funny outlandish shit he is saying. But like certain things that he's saying is factual shit, but it's just that he's ranting, he's all caps on fucking Instagram. That's all, that shit is all a show to everybody, because everybody's Instagram, Twitter, whatever, it's all, you know, just the highlights of your life, really. Like, don't nobody show the mud, so when you see the mud, it's like, oh, he's crazy, he's, you know, so.
Exactly. I don't know. I think he's funny, so he definitely
should be hilarious for sure.
So you do have a album dropping. What'd you say next Tuesday?
Yeah,
on the
March
8th?
Tuesday, March 8th. EFF THE WORLD will be available. Should be available everywhere. Go cop up, man. Listen to that front to back. Let me know how y'all feel it. If you hate it, let me know that too. Shit, we accept all the feedback over here, man, for real. But yeah, just trying to put something out, you know, for. Give some shit for Arizona that, you know, this is homegrown right here, from Tucson to Phoenix, Southside, both places, man. It's just, we're just trying to fucking get the voice out there. I got some shit to say, and I feel like the world got to hear it for sure.
And then by the time you watch this, the album will be already dropped. So I feel like after people, it's almost like a movie. I like to watch a movie and then read the book, because then I already have like visuals in my head of like what the hell they're talking about. So it's kind of, you know, the same little aspect.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be dope, and I feel like the music is definitely, it's more than just like some little, you know, like shit that you just play to ride out. Like, I feel like it is a pretty well put together album, you know. It sounds like some album music. It don't sound like just a whole bunch of songs thrown together. Like, feel like you could tell it's supposed to all go together. So I'm definitely excited. Excited to hear what everybody think about it. Grateful, appreciate y'all. AzWayTooActive, Ben Fly, all y'all, bro, for real. Appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all having me up here.
Of course. And then the album will obviously be linked in the description below. So definitely check it out. AzWayTooActive, definitely tap in because there's going to be a lot more of this little interview stuff going on. So we need all the traction we can get. And yeah, that's it.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
No, it's F the world till we F the world. Love. You hating on me, what you really gon' say? Really in the field and I'm tryna get paid. Rolling up a wood, yeah, I do it every day. Yeah, my name Jake, I don't fuck with the Jakes. Wake up in the morning.